Okay, see, dear students, so here today we are going to discuss about the Stirling's formula. This one is also a interpolation formula, uh, which is using the central difference table. Okay, and also note Stirling's formula is the mean of or average of Gauss forward formula and Gauss backward formula. So please note, or for Gauss forward formula and Gauss backward formula, we considered this table. So here the data are x minus 3, y minus 3, x minus 2, y minus 2, x minus 1, y minus 1, x0, y0, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. So this one is a given data. So the first central difference is theta y minus 5 by 2, the difference of these two. Theta y minus 3 by 2, the difference of y minus 1 minus y minus 2, theta y minus 1 by 2, theta y 1 by 2, theta y 3 by 2, theta y 5 by 2. Now the second order difference is theta square y minus 2, that is theta y minus 3 by 2 minus theta y minus 5 by 2. Similarly, theta square y minus 1, theta square y 0, theta square y 1, theta square y2. Then we have third order central difference term, that is theta q y minus 3 by 2, theta q y minus 1 by 2, theta q y 1 by 2, theta q y 3 by 2. Similarly, we have theta raised to 4 difference term, that is theta raised to 4 y minus 1, theta raised to 4 y 0, theta raised to 4 y 1. Then using this data, we have theta raised to 5, that is fifth order central difference term, that is theta raised to 5 y minus 1 by 2 and theta raised to 5 y 1 by 2. Then using these two data, we have theta raised to 6 term, that is sixth order central difference term, that is theta raised to 6 y 0. So what we are doing in in all central interpolation method, we are using the center data. This one is a center data, but here the central data is missing right here. So in Gauss forward method, wherever the data is missing, we are using the next one. Okay. In Gauss backward method, wherever the data is missing, we are using the previous one. So here, wherever the data is missing, we are using the average of the next data and the previous data. We are using the average of these two. Here also we are taking the average of these two data. Here also we are using the average of these two data. Okay. So that we are doing here. Okay. So we are going to use the central data, and wherever the central data is missing, we are going to use the neighbor data. These two are the neighbor data. So in Gauss forward method, so we can call it as GFM or GF. What is YP? YP is equal to y0 plus p into theta y 1 by 2 theta y 1 by 2 plus p into p minus 1 divided by 2 factorial into theta square y0 plus p plus 1 into p minus 1 divided by 3 factorial into theta cube y 1 by 2 plus p plus 1 into p minus 1 into p minus 2 divided by 4 factorial into theta raised to 4 y0 plus etc. So this one is the Gauss forward method, right? Now what is a Gauss backward method? So in Gauss backward method, yp is equal to y0 plus p into theta y minus 1 by 2 plus p plus 1 into p divided by 2 factorial into theta square y0 plus p plus 1 into p into p minus 1 divided by 3 factorial into theta cube y minus 1 by 2 plus p plus 2 into p plus 1 into p into p minus 1 divided by 4 factorial into theta raised to 4 y0 plus etc. So first one is the Gauss forward method and second one is the Gauss backward method. And I told you Stirling's method is the mean of these two, means we are taking the average of these two. So before that, just go through these two equations simultaneously. Here both have y0. So here the p term is same. We have p. What about the difference term? Here we have theta y 1 by 2. Here we have theta y minus 1 by 2. Now here p term is different. Why? Here we have p into p minus 1 divided by 2 factorial. Here we have p plus 1 into p divided by 2 factorial. But theta square term is same. Both have theta square y0. Now here what is happening? Here p term is same. P plus 1 into p minus 1 divided by 3 factorial. These two equations. Theta cube term is different. So theta cube y minus, plus 1 by 2 here. Here we have theta cube y minus 1 by 2. Here p term is different. Here we have p plus 1 into p minus 1 into p minus 2 divided by 4 factorial. Here we have p plus 2 into p plus 1 into p minus 1 divided by 4 factorial into theta raised to 4 y0. Means theta raised to 4 y0 is same. So both have y0, that is same. Now from this term we have, you can see differences. For odd terms, these are odd terms, means theta raised to 1y, this is theta raised to 3y, etc. For odd terms, p is same, the difference term is different. Here we have y1 by 2, here we have y minus 1. Here we have y1 by 2, here we have y minus 1 by 2. Like that way. The p term is same. For odd term, the coefficient is same. For even term, coefficient is different. The even terms are same, theta square y0, theta square y0. Here we have theta raised to 4 y0, theta raised to 4 y0. The coefficient is different. So, but if you are taking the mean or average, we must be very careful. So, we are going to write the Stirling's formula. So, the average of left hand side is yp. Average of left hand side is yp. That is equal to average of this y0, average is y0. Okay, plus. Now, what is the average of these two terms? The coefficient is same. So, p. Now in bracket, what we have y1 by 2, y1 by 2 plus y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2. From the table itself we can find this average. Okay, so p into the average of y1 by 2 and y minus 1 by 2 plus, here theta square y0 is same. We need the average of these two. So first we can find the average of these two. Okay, so this is p into p minus 1 divided by 2 factorial. This is p plus 1 into p divided by 2 factorial. So if you are comparing these two terms, so you can see one thing, p divided by 2 factorial is common. P divided by 2 factorial is common. So p divided by 2 factorial into, now what is remaining? Forget about theta square y0 for a time being. The remaining thing is, here we have p minus 1. So p minus 1, we are taking the average. So plus, what is available in this particular one? P plus 1. Then we are taking the average. So divide by 2. P by 2 factorial is common. So that one is taken to outside. So take the average of remaining terms. So p minus 1 plus p plus 1 divided by 2. So this is equal to p divided by 2 factorial into, so here this is minus 1, this is plus 1, so minus 1 and plus 1 are cancelled, so remaining term is 2p divided by 2. So you can say that 2 and 2 are cancelled, p is the outside, we have p, so we have p square divided by 2 factorial, p square divided by 2 factorial. Am I correct? So we can write the next term as p square divided by 2 factorial into theta square y0. So please note, here theta square y0 is common. So please note, here we have p into theta. Here I forgot to write that, theta y1 by 2 into theta y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2 plus p square by 2 factorial into theta square y0. Now take the next term, that is theta cube term. Here you can see that the p term is same. The only difference is these two. So if you are taking the average, take the common term to outside. So we have p plus 1 into p into p minus 1 divided by 3 factorial. Now take the average of that theta cube terms. So we have theta cube y1 by 2 plus theta cube y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2, because we are taking the average. Okay. So this is a third difference term, p plus 1 into p minus 1 divided by 3 factorial into the average of third difference term, that is theta cube y1 by 2 plus theta cube y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2. Okay. So now plus, here you can see that theta raised to 4 y0 is common. What is different? This one. So we have to take the average of these two. Okay. So here you can see that in these two terms, p plus 1 into p minus 1 divided by 4 factorial is common. Am I correct? P plus 1 into p minus 1 divided by 4 factorial is common. What is remaining? Here we have p minus 2, here we have p plus 2. So we can write the common term to outside. So p plus 1 into p into so p into p minus 1 divided by 4 factorial into what is remaining here? Here we have p minus 2 okay plus here we have p plus 2. So p plus 2. So we are taking the average, so divide by 2. So here we have minus 2, here we have plus 2, these two are cancelled. So we have p plus 1 into p into p minus 1 p minus 1 divide by 4 factorial into what is remaining? P plus p, that is 2p divided by 2, that is p. Already we have 1p, so p into p, that is p square. So we have p plus 1 into p square into p minus 1 divided by 4 factorial, right? So we can write this term as p plus 1 into p square into p minus 1 divided by 4 factorial into theta raised to 4 y0 plus etc. So if you are closely watching this equation, you can write the next term, because you can see that starting from y0, alternatively we have an average term of difference term. Here there is no difference, there is no average. Here we have an average of theta y 1 by 2 and theta y minus 1 by 2. There is no average. Here we have an average of the dot term theta q y 1 by 2 plus theta q y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2. There is no average. The next one definitely we have an average. So if you are writing the next one, the next one is definitely theta raised to 5 y 1 by 2 plus theta raised to 5 y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2. So that is the average. Okay. Now, so like that it will go. So the next term we have no average, so it is theta raised to 6 y0, there is no average. Like that it will go. Now if we are taking the p term, here there is no p term, then we have a p term. Then what is happening? First, that single p is squared, so we have p square. Am I correct? This p is squared, so we have p square. Now what about the next term? Remove one p, then add both p plus 1 and p minus 1. So here you can see that we have p alone, there is no p square, so one p is removed. Then both p plus 1 and p minus 1 are added. So we have p plus 1 into p minus 1. Am I correct? Now what about that? For next term, this p is squared again. This p is squared again. So we have p plus 1 into p square into p minus 1 divided by 4 factor. So what about the next term? Remove one p, then add both p plus 2 and p minus 2. So the next term is p plus 2, okay, into p plus 1 into p minus 1 into p minus 2 divided by 5 factorial. Please note the denominator is factorial is increasing. If it is theta raised to 5, this is 5 factorial. What about the next term? I already told you this difference term is theta raised to 6 y0, because for even term there is no average, so theta raised to 6 y0. What about this term? This p is squared for the next one, and this one will become 6 factorial. So like that way this equation will go. Okay. So this is the equation. So yp is equal to y0 plus p into theta y 1 by 2 plus theta into theta y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2 plus p square by 2 factorial into theta square y0 plus p plus 1 into p minus 1 divided by 3 factorial into theta q y 1 by 2 plus theta q y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2 plus p plus 1 into p square into p minus 1 divided by 4 factorial into theta raised to 4 y0 plus p plus 2 into p plus 1 into p minus 1 into p minus 2 divided by 5 factorial into theta raised to 5 y 1 by 2 plus theta raised to 5 y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2 plus etc. This is Stirling's formula. Okay. So please note this equation. So here you can do one more thing if we want. First 3 term nothing to do. But what about this term? Here you can see that this is p plus 1 and this is p minus 1. What is the product of p plus 1 and p minus 1? P square minus 1 square, right? That is p square minus 1. Similarly here we have p plus 2 in p plus 1 into p minus 1. So we can take it as p square minus 1 square. Similarly we have p plus 2 into p minus 2. So we can take it as p square minus 2 square, that is p square minus 4. So we can do that modification also. So that one is written here. So this is the final Stirling's formula. Yp is equal to y0 plus p into theta y 1 by 2 plus theta y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2 plus p square by 2 factorial into theta square y0 plus p into p square minus 1 divided by 3 factorial into theta cube y 1 by 2 plus theta cube y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2 plus p square into p square minus 1 divided by 4 factorial into theta raised to 4 y0 plus p into p square minus 1 into p square minus 4 divided by 5 factorial into theta raised to 5 y 1 by 2 plus theta raised to 5 y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2 plus etc. So please note this equation. So again we can easily remember this equation. This is y0. So alternatively, if you are going from this y term is y0 here, then here the average of theta y 1 by 2 and theta y minus 1 by 2, again y0. Then for odd term, the average of y 1 by 2 and y minus 1 by 2. So you can see that this is average of theta q y 1 by 2 and theta q y minus 1 by 2. Again that y0 term, that is theta raised to 4 y0. Again the average of y 1 by 2 and y minus 1 by 2, because this one is odd term. So we have the average of theta raised to 5 y 1 by 2 and theta raised to 5 y minus 1 by 2. So like that way that y term will go. What about the p term? The first one, there is no p term. Then a p term is added. If we have a p term, next one is the square. Just square that p term. So we have p square. Okay. Then for the next term, remove that p. So here we have only one p. Then add p square minus 1. Then if this one is p, just copy this term. The only difference is p squared. So p square into p square minus 1. So please note the same term. Only difference is p squared. Now what we have to do? Again one p is removed. Then copy that p square minus 1 outside. Then add one more term, that is p square minus 4. Means this term is copied here. P square will become p and one more term is added, p square minus 4. So like that way it will go. And what about the denominator? This p the denominator of this p is 1 factorial, this is 2 factorial, this is 3 factorial, this is 4 factorial, this is 5 factorial. So if you are asked to write the next term, definitely here we have a single p only. So copy that term, that is p into p square minus 1 into p square minus 4, okay, Now what we have to do? We have to square this p. Now divided by how many p's are there? P square, p square, p square. So 6 factorial into theta raised to 6 y0. So this is the next term. If you are asked to write one more term, what we have to do? Remove one p, write the remaining terms. So that is p square minus 1 into p square minus 4. Now add one more term, that is p square minus 9, that is 3 square. P square minus 3 square is p square minus 9. Now divided by, this is 6 factorial, so here we have 7 factorial into, now this is 7 means odd term we have. So we have to take the average of odd term. So theta raised to 7 y 1 by 2 plus theta raised to 7 y minus 1 by 2 divided by 2, means average, plus etc. this term. So like that way this Stirling's formula will go. Okay. So I think this equation is clear to you. So now we can do a problem. So before that, please note, wherever we have wherever we don't have this central term, just take the average of that. There is no need to write theta y minus 1 by 2 plus theta y 1 by 2 divided by 2. Just take the average and directly copy that value wherever we have that average term directly. So here itself you can find the average, then just copy it.